You better keep your mask on and there won't be any trouble. What's up, party people? It's Elizabeth with the Parker Fam Network. Today we're going to talk about back to school essentials. We're not just talking about back to school supplies, but we're also talking about back to school safety with this COVID-19 business. So if you don't already know, I'm a middle school teacher and I was teaching 7th grade math when all of the COVID-19 started to break out back in March. So my video is for all those parents, guardians out there who are struggling to just cope with everything that's going around. We're going to talk about back to school supplies and we're going to talk about back to school safety. The first thing that we're going to talk about is back to school supplies. What I'm about to say is the bare minimum that your child is probably going to need. So you're going to need to stock up on some binders, loose leaf paper, pens, pencils, teachers in the back, can you holler at me? Coloring supplies, and a really good book bag. Now, just like I said, these are the bare minimum supplies that your child is going to need in order for he or she to be successful this year. Now, let me just do this little side note right here. When I talk about paper, I mean loose leaf paper. You can give your child some spiral notebooks, but please give them some loose leaf paper so that they don't tear out their paper like this and hand it in like that. Now, I'm one of those teachers that evaluate students on their actual knowledge, but when they turn in a piece of paper that looks like this and half of their writing went to the trash, I can't grade that. Plus, it's not proper. Do you think that this is acceptable to turn in? And I know what you're saying. Well, if you can see what they're writing, why does it matter? It does matter. This is not professional. School is their job, so they need to develop some good habits. And we just need some help, parents. We're not trying to make a big deal about it, but we just need a little bit of help. Now, while I'm on the subject of supplies, please double check with your teachers to make sure that you get everything on their list. I've seen some ridiculous lists in my day. For the most part, teachers like to put specific supplies on their lists so that when your child does go into their classroom, they are well prepared for their classroom function. Some people need composition books for bell work, or some people need red pens to check over their work. Side note, if you need help with any of this, let your teacher know. We are here to help. Help us, help you. One more thing about supplies before we go over safety. Please replenish these 2 items every quarter, or at least check on them. Paper, pencils. Every single year we start out, most children have their brand new notebook with all of their paper in it, freshly sharpened pencils, and then 3 weeks later, boom, paper disappears, pencils disappear, and they ask us to get them some paper and pencils, which I'm not one of those to make a fuss about it, but it makes our lives easier. It's like they ask for paper or pencil one time and then they expect us to be Walmart and just supply them all year round. We don't get paid that much, and it's not like we don't mind giving out paper or pencils, but it would just help us out if they were replenished every quarter or so. And if you have an irresponsible child, make sure you check on them weekly. Now let's talk about the dreaded back to school with this COVID-19, masks and hand sanitizer. Oh my gosh, it's about to go down. So I think I speak for all teachers when I say, please talk to your children about proper etiquette. Please tell them not to take off their masks, run around chasing someone and coughing in someone's faces, yelling COVID or Corona. I'm sure that you don't want to get a phone call in the middle of the day saying that your child has lunch detention because he decided to grab his mask, fling it around across the room, and then sneezing in everybody's face. So please help us out. Just have that conversation, establish those expectations, and be like, look, it's not cool to do that. You better keep your mask on and there won't be any trouble. It'll be super helpful if you send your child with a little thing of hand sanitizer. I'm sure with all this crazy business, every 5 seconds, I'm gonna have a kid who gets up and gets hand sanitizer just because 1, he just wants to get up, 2, he wants to show off his new outfit, or 3, he just wants the attention. So just send the little hand sanitizers. I think it'll help out a lot. And maybe it'll be a good idea to bring an extra mask. The last thing that we need is Billy Bob over there sneezing on someone else's mask, and then your child freaks the beep out because now there are germs all over the mask. So it'll be a good idea to just have that extra one just in case. Now let's get into the tips of staying safe. Before I get into more of these tips, make sure that you visit the CDC guidelines and at least read over them once to make yourself familiar with them if you haven't already. So I suggest that you wash book bags and lunch boxes on a regular basis, if not daily. I know that sounds a little bit excessive, but we should be doing this during flu season, and it takes COVID for us to actually actually be aware of something. Invest in some disinfectant spray. I know the Walmarts and the Targets and everything else is wiped clean, but as soon as you see a bottle, snag it. If you can't wash your bag daily, just spray a little disinfectant once over and it'll be a little bit cleaner than it was 5 seconds ago. And I'm gonna say this next part with the utmost respect. If your child is sick, meaning coughing, sneezing, has a temperature, it's okay to leave your child at home. Classrooms are little petri dishes. They just have little germs that bounce off of things and that spread like wildfire. So if your child is sick, leave them at home, please. No, it's not going to be okay just this one time. That's how things spread. That's how the flu spreads. That's how cold spreads. That's how everything gets out of hand. And although custodians do a great job at disinfecting, they're not miracle workers. Another thing that you should talk to your child about is the importance of washing your hands, especially after going to the bathroom. That's just basic hygiene, but they should be washing their hands more regularly and not just splashing water and then and then like that. They need to put soap, lather for 20 seconds, do the rinse off, and then head on their way. And masks should go on top of the nose and the mouth. I don't want to see my kids going around like this because they think they're cool. Or on top like this. Now here are some just general safety tips that I feel like as a teacher I should be advocating. Please don't put full names on book bags and on lunch boxes for everyone to see, especially if your child walks home. The last thing that you want is for a stranger to call out their name and make up some stupid story that, hey, I know your mom, you should come home with me. Yeah, just keep all full names on the inside of the book bag, not displayed on the outside. Please tell your kids to keep their hands to themselves. And one last thing before I end this cool video. Teachers love their jobs even though we don't get paid enough to do it, but we are more than open to communication. The more communication that is open between us, the more understanding we are. So if there's something that you need as far as supplies or us to watch out for your child, let us know personally through email, through call, through text, whatever. We are open. We would rather you be open about it so that we're more aware than for something to happen, then it's too late to fix it. I'm not just talking about safety, I'm also talking about grades. But we are more compassionate than you think. We love all of our kids, and yes, we say our kids because we actually help raise them, whether some parents realize it or not. We try to look out for them as our own because they are our own. I do feel like I need to squeeze this up on in here. If your child knows about a project or a paper or something that's due for a long time and it's been written on the board and it's been on the internet and it's been told to your child every single day, please don't ask for an extension on the due date. If that's the case, just have your children face the consequences. It's okay to fail sometimes. That's the end of this super awesome video. If you have any other questions about back to school whatevers, or you just need someone to talk to, comment down below on anything that you need to get off your chest. Or if you really need to, contact your school, email your principal, email your teachers. We are all here for all of our kids. We love them all with all of our hearts. We're all trying our best here. This is all new territory for everybody. So above all, just patience. So anyways, until next time, bye guys. Make sure you replenish the paper and the pencils.